let's talk a little bit about leadership. So a lot of people say that playing sports builds character. It builds, the ability to work in a team. You played football into college. What do you feel like sports gave you? Maybe what were some of the unexpected gifts that sports gave you? Something counterintuitive, perhaps.
Yeah. So football was my life till I was 19 years old. So I played my freshman and sophomore year at Blinn down in Brenham. Was actually going to walk on to A&M, herniated a disc in my lower back my sophomore year in college. Couldn't play football anymore. I was a defensive end all growing up. That was a 265-pound Travis as opposed to 200-pound Travis. Ben remembers 265-pound Travis.
I do. I do remember.
But I got an extraordinary amount out of athletics that I found applicable to academics and then to my career. And the number one thing, and I've told this story I don't even know how many times because it's such a big part of who I am. What football taught me was more often than not, the only thing in between point A and point B is just a bunch of hard work. And you have to decide for yourself whether or not you're willing to put the work in to get from point A to point B. But most things in life are not rocket science. And unless you're actually trying to cure cancer, you're not trying to find a cure for cancer. And so a lot of times it's just a function of like, are you willing to push the ball up the hill? Or is the ball a little too heavy for you, or you're going to get a little too tired, or you're not quite as dedicated to get from point A to point B? And I think when I was playing football at Blinn, I got there and I was used to being the star of the football team, and then I got there and I was playing football with a bunch of guys that were better at football than I was. And
I know that feeling.
Yeah. And that was a feeling that I was not used to. And I was second string my freshman year, and I had never been second string in anything in my entire life. And I think that got to me and challenged me, and I got bigger and faster and stronger over the course of that off season, and showed up and was one of the, team captains my sophomore year. Had a really good sophomore year that put me in a position that, if I hadn't had an injury, could have gone to continue playing. I think as I moved into, academics, and, it was important to me to, have a high GPA so I could get the job that I wanted to get when I got out of college. It was just like, do you want to study, 5 hours and get a B, or do you want to study 15 hours and get an A? And you can just boil more or less all of college down to that. And, it's not so dissimilar, moving into a career path as well.
Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to stay up to date on our latest videos, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive notifications. If you're in a rush or on the road, you can still join us on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you find your podcasts. If you want to learn more about us or our guests, please visit our website at mays.tamu.edu/podcasts. Also, please check out Mays Business School's academic programs. They're the sponsors of our show, and you can find them in the description. Thanks, and gig 'em.